Hey there, happy Thursday. I'm Hillary with your 4-Minute Buzz, and here are some of today's top stories. Yesterday, a grand jury released its verdict in the cases against the officers who shot and killed Louisville, Kentucky resident Breonna Taylor in her home earlier this year. Taylor's death has been protested across the country for months now. The grand jury brought no charges against the officers for her death. However, one officer was indicted with 3 counts of wanton endangerment after some of the rounds he fired were found to have hit an occupied neighboring apartment. Kentucky Attorney General Daniel Cameron announced that the cries for justice just couldn't be met through criminal law this time around, and this sparked heavy backlash in the city and across the nation. One MSNBC guest took aim at Attorney General Cameron, who is black, saying that he, quote, does not speak for black folks.
Law is not adequate to respond to a tragedy. That is quite a remarkable statement, a striking statement.
Well, listen, not only is he being intellectually dishonest about that, I find all of his remarks with regards to this whole entire press conference offensive. And let me just speak to this whole celebrity influencer thing. While they can't speak for Kentuckians, let me say this as a black woman. He does not speak for black folks. He's skin folk, but he is not kinfolk. And so just like he thinks they can't speak for Kentucky because he's up there with a black face, he does not speak for all of us. This was not a tragedy. This was a murder. He should be ashamed of himself.
And MSNBC host Joy Reid called the verdict, quote, a Black Lives Don't Matter ruling.
Sorry, if they bust in and they start licking off shots and you get killed, your death is irrelevant to the law in the state of Kentucky. Your death doesn't matter. Your life doesn't matter. This was a Black Lives Don't Matter ruling because they said that her life was irrelevant, that the life of her boyfriend who was in the apartment with her didn't matter, that he attempting to defend her was the crime. The potential crime was him trying to defend his castle. So the castle doctrine is wiped away when police bust into your home. You don't have the right to defend yourself, don't have the right to survive.
The city of Louisville was prepared for protests after the announcement. A nightly curfew was announced, and the governor authorized the National Guard to protect infrastructure. And the protests, they came on fast. A U-Haul van loaded with pre-made banners and gear was spotted early on, and the unrest continued all day and into the night. Some protesters chanted, burn it down, and clashes did occur, but not to the level that we've seen in other cities. Presidential nominee Joe Biden quickly condemned any violent protests.
My heart goes out to her mother, and I understand there's a protest they're starting, or they're going to start, or I just want to... Pardon me?
They're expected tonight.
Well, they should be peaceful. Do not sully her memory or her mother's by engaging in any violence. It's totally inappropriate for that to happen. And she wouldn't want it, nor would her mother. So I hope they do that calmly.
However, as night fell, 2 police officers were shot. A suspect was quickly arrested, but no motive or ties to the protests have been released. The officers are thankfully expected to recover. And after months of escalated tensions over race relations, a lot has changed. Now, early on, some major companies even decided to rebrand. One product, Uncle Ben's Rice, it's finally released its new name. And starting next year, the rice will simply be known as Ben's Original.
Oh, man, that's so brave.
Well, the packages, they're also not going to feature a black man any longer.
Brave.
Oh, what a win for African Americans.
Oh, it is so good.
They're no longer featured on a product that a lot of people love.
Right.
Good
and
job.
A real guy, Ben, not featured. Oh, and the cream of wheat guy, a real guy.
We're starting the show early, apparently.
Yeah, sorry, Hillary, go ahead.
No, that's your 4-minute buzz. You guys have a great show.
Thank you very much.
Oh, it's so frustrating. About Uncle Ben's.